I'm about to tell my story. My name is Edafe Okporo. I am from Nigeria originally. I was born in Warri, Delta State. I currently live in New York City on the Upper West Side. I live by Central Park. Left Nigeria in 2016 because my life was in danger because of my sexual orientation. I identify as a gay man, self-identified gay man. In 2014, I was among the founding people that founded an institution that was going to provide access to services for gay men called International Center for Advocacy on Right to Health. This was in response to the Nigerian government law that was passed in 2014 that criminalizes same-sex relationship by 14 years imprisonment. So while working for this organization, it became difficult for me to live in Nigeria because I was attacked based on the work I was doing. People would be like, why are you carrying that bag? Are you a woman? We were providing access to healthcare services for gay men. People would be like, why do you walk into that office? Are you gay? So it became difficult for me to even walk on the street because people have known that I'm among those people that fight for gay men to have access to treatment. So I suffered the first persecution in 2014. I tried to meet somebody on a gay dating app and the guy pretended as if he was gay. But when I came to the place, they rounded me up, they mobbed me, they beat me up, they took everything I had and told me to run and don't look back. That if I ever make a sound or report them, that they were going to turn me over to the police. And Nigeria has passed a law that criminalizes same-sex by 14 years imprisonment, so I couldn't go to the police. Instead, I ran into hiding. I said I was never going to meet any gay person anymore. I was going to pretend like nothing of being gay, that I'm not a member of this community. But it took less than 3 months before I came back to my senses that running away from who I am was not going to solve the problem, because there was an increase in HIV among gay men in Nigeria from 14% to 29%, and among general population was 3%. So I continued with my friends fighting for gay men to have access to treatment. In 2016, I won an award as a grassroots advocate who was fighting for the access for gay men to have access to healthcare treatment. My names and photograph was published, and this led to violent attack against me, homophobic attack. They came to my apartment, dragged me out of my apartment, beat me up on the street. They were clapping and singing after me that I am gay, that they have found out, and they were going to kill me. While they were beating me, clapping and singing, I blacked out. When I woke up, I found myself in an hospital. The nurse told me that a good Samaritan lady brought me there with the ID card she found on me, and that was how my life was saved. I quickly documented my case. I looked for a visa and I traveled to United Arab Emirates. When I was in Dubai, I couldn't seek asylum because Dubai did not sign the 1951 Refugee Convention document that permits people to seek asylum, and even gay people are not allowed to seek asylum in Dubai. So I returned back to Nigeria. I was in hiding when my names and photograph was published in October, saying that I should be brought down dead or alive. I had to flee. I flew to JFK seeking asylum based on my sexual orientation. It's quite a long story. So I'm currently here with my partner, and one thing that is significant in the life of gay people is that as activists, we know how to fight, but we don't know how to enjoy what we have fought for. A lot of gay people do not know the struggle that led to the acceptance of LGBTQ people. And one thing that will promote the struggle from this point onwards is visibility. Is gay people accepting that we have fought for what we have now and we should enjoy it. And that is the point I am in. I was in therapy for about 9 months. I suffered post-traumatic stress for being gay and the trauma I suffered from fighting through myself to accept myself. And now I'm just living my life. I don't know when I'm going to die. So if I die today, I just want to be able to enjoy my life while it lasted. So RDJ Refugee Shelter is the only LGBTQ specific shelter for asylum seekers here in New York City. We specifically provide transitional housing for asylum seekers 3 to 6 months, sometimes 9 months depending on the case of the person. We provide holistic service such as access to transportation, feeding, access to legal services, referral to mental health services, and all-round services that will enable them to move from being an asylum seeker to being a sustainable person in the United States. And sharing my story for me is not just for myself, because if Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera's stories are being documented, a lot of people draw courage from that, and we too should be able to be a visible point for a black person, for an African person, for a Nigerian. When I was like 18, 17, I was battling with my sexuality. I never saw anybody that was gay. I never read anything about being gay. So I want to be for the younger person what nobody was there for me. I never want to regret my past, but 10, 15 years ago, I was very, very homophobic because I was raised a conservative Anglican Christian, and all my traditional beliefs was that gay people are evil, and I was battling with myself then. I wish I was able to have been knowledgeable to accept myself and live my true and authentic life, but I would have been dead by now because gay people are not accepted in my home country. So if I can go back then and live in a country where I'm accepted, I would want to find a community of people who will love me no matter what. So the favorite part about being me is that I know that my children, if there be, will live to see that in spite of everything, I just choose to be myself, and I choose to represent myself. That if you ask me who is Edafe, I wouldn't say that Edafe is this or that. I would say that there is no other person that can represent me. That is all.